Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So we here. All right. I'm going to jump right into it. You know I don't like introductions. I just like to get to the point, you know? Um yeah, so still out here in Lando. Actually gonna take that trip back tomorrow. Um but I've been locked in for the most part, right? And one thing that I realized, I do a lot of realizing. You get to do a lot of thinking when you dolo. Um it's like there are things that are my strengths that are actually also my weaknesses. Like I realize like the very thing that makes you very good at something can also have a consequence on the other side of it. Right? Um Example. Um Even so my cousin told me while I'm down here, like he's realized in the past couple of weeks I've just been very like if it doesn't add to what I'm trying to do, if it's not adding value, like I'm not about it. Right? Like I'm very dismissive about a lot of things. Like I'm very like I don't want to just use the word locked in, but it's just like if it's not adding value, I don't care to do it. Like I feel like it's distracting me. I just stop pulling me away. And which is like it's a good thing, right? It's like you're focused, you're locked in, you're doing what you're doing. But on the flip side, like when it comes to spending time with family and this and that, it's like you can't just turn that on and off. Right? There's no on and off switch for that. So it's just like there's I don't say loss on the other side, but there's real life on the other side of that, right? So for as well as that may be to advance what I'm trying to do, I don't say on a business side, but on a just for the sake of a lack of a better term, on a business side, on a personal side, there's side effects. There's side effects, and that to me was very, like very interesting. Like I was very like intrigued by that in the sense of just it never hit me in that way. Right? And I started thinking about the subtle things you do that make you good at what you do. And it's just like those subtle things may make you good at one thing, but actually make you horrible at something else. Right? Case in point, I'm bringing my cousin up again. We were at my his sister's graduation party. And like he was being like very social. And I was just like, man, like you like to talk, bro. Like he was just being very social with others, right? And he's just like, I'm practicing. Like I'm practicing. So it's like when I get in a room with people I need to know, I can move around. I'm just like, okay, I get that. And then I started thinking to myself, and I'm just like, wow, like I'm more closed off, and I'm more let results speak for itself. So it's just like in those settings, I'm not that, put it this way, I'm not that talkative. Like, and in those settings, in a party setting or a gathering or whatever the case may be, it's just like I'm very much the person where it's like, if you're talking to me, I hope you're transferring information. Like if we're transferring information and we're speaking and I feel like I'm growing or my thoughts are being challenged, like I'm all for that conversation. But the small talk, outside of like my core people, I don't small talk. Like I have no desire for small talk. I have none whatsoever. I feel like it's a complete waste of time. And that may be bad. I understand that, but it's just like, but that's what my strength is on the other side of it, because it's like I weed out all of the I weed out all of the nonsense quick and get to the meat of it. So it's just like it's very hard for me to like I said, I'm very functional in that sense of like, why are we just talking the talk? Like I just feel like I feel like you're running in circles. I can't. I don't comprehend it. Like I don't willingly engage in that. Not saying that I never engage in it. Like I said, I do, especially with the people that I'm very close to at times. But for the most part, it's just it's tough for me to, and I'll even be even more transparent. Like it's tough for me to like phone calls, right? When people call, like you better be transferring information to me. Like when people call and they just want to like just making sure you good. I'm good. Like I appreciate it, but like that is tough to me. Like that's tough to me. Like I'm not gonna like that. That's always been a challenge to me, right? But I've realized like it's important to some other people, the same way that me enjoying conversation in the sense of transferring information, other people just enjoy conversation for the sake of conversation. So I do recognize that, and I try to make a conscious effort to engage in such things for others at times. But it's tough, man. It really is. Like when I tell you that's not my natural state, like it's really not my natural state. Like almost to a fault. And I say that because it at times it agitates me. Like it really gets me upset. Like, cause I just feel like it's so the tediousness of it. And again, like I'm not saying that I'm right. I'm saying that this is just what it is for me. Right? The tediousness of it is it's a challenge for me. So it's just like I said, seeing that, and that's another thing. So another like what I learned is just like, even my cousins is like, I'm doing this so that I can be better at this, so that I can naturally do it. He's gonna win when it comes to being in that environment, and you gotta schmooze and rub shoulders, because that's not something you just turn on and off. That's something that you are. And that's what I'm trying to say on the other side, on the flip side of it. It's not necessarily like I can turn on and off. Oh, I'm going to care about this. Like I'm going, like if the non-transfer information, it's not like I can be so bang, bang, bang and get the benefits of it on this side and then shut it off. Like you don't shut it off the same way he doesn't shut off being able to, like he's good at talking and controlling a room because he's been doing that, right? You don't turn that off. You don't do it here and then don't do it there. Like that bleeds into life. And I feel like that's often a misconception of people. It's just like, well, yeah, when I get here, I can just turn it on and then I'll turn it off. Like, no, like if you're really good at something, like, I don't know if there's, I think you can be aware, like I am aware of what the opposite of that reality is. And I think you can adjust, but I don't think you can be, I don't know. I don't want to say I don't think you could be great at both. I don't know how much of it you can turn on and off. Because like I said, like when I engage in those types of conversation, it's really for the other person. It's really me trying to be selfless and being like, listen, I know this is not really what I want to do right now, but like, here's 15 minutes of my time. And like, I'm not trying to act like I'm so high and here's 15 minutes, but that's how I try to really guard my time. Time is so important. So it's just like to to waste it on frivolous things, to me, I just can't. I don't fully compete, like, comprehend, right? And that's why it's just like, even like subtle things about like culture and things that are going on, and like I rarely engage in that conversation, nor do you necessarily find me. I dabble enough to know what's going on, but like, to interject on culture and what's going on in life and have an opinion and this and that, like, I have my opinions, don't get me wrong, but like, to sit there and spar with somebody, I have no interest. Because again, it goes back to my thinking of, there's two types of people in this world. There's fans and there's players. Like, I'm just like, and again, I'm not saying one or the other is right or wrong, but I'm just saying, like, fans commentate. I don't commentate. Like, I'd rather be in the game. I'd rather be doing something. I don't care to commentate on what others are necessarily doing. So that I found very interesting. And then I just wrapped up The Millionaire Next Door, that book. And very interesting. The funny thing is I thought I read that book already, but I think I started like to actually physically like read it. And then I stopped. I couldn't have even got halfway through it. So I was just like, you know what? Let me just reread this, and via like Audible, right? Audio listening and everything. And driving, I had some time. So literally kind of banged out the book in like 7 hours, driving back and forth. But very, very, very interesting. Like, the concept of being rich and being affluent, right? And being wealthy. Two totally different things. The concept of earning a lot of income and actually, like, earning a lot of income and or actually being able to retain that income completely blew my mind. Again, things but like, just when you understand the practices of those that are already doing it, like when you get it broken down to you that specific, I think it calls for more interesting dialogue and a better understanding of it. Like, I've learned I am decent. I am good at offense, right? Which is earning income. I can earn a decent income for myself. I can earn a well-off income for myself. I can constantly want to grow to do better, but it's like I'm good on offense. Defense, I am getting thrashed in. Like, horrible defense. Retaining money, that wasn't even a concept to me. Like, I get it, have savings and this and that. I understood that, but it was too, I really start to understand it. Especially through what I've been going through. Not what I've been going through, but just through living life these past couple of months and everything. And I think the book really resonated with me because of what I've been experiencing in life. And then when you read something and then it's just like, it sits in a lot more better. That don't even make it. But the understanding of it was just like on another level. So it's just like I said, people are so focused on, even me. Like I said, I had a goal of, I was setting, and this is the reason why I got the book. I locked in on the book is because I was saying I want to earn $1 million. And that's the I don't want to say that's the trick, but like, I was locked in on trying to earn $1 million. I'm like, okay, what do I have to do? What does it take? Because it's just like I want to. And the $1 million wasn't for the sense of the $1 million, but it was more for who I have to become to understand that, right? So then, right on cue, I walk into this book, and it's just breaking it down and understanding, like, it's because you earn $1 million a year or you earn $500,000 a year, that does not make you wealthy. Like, what are you? And these are things. The crazy thing is that these are things I knew, right? It's just like living below your actual means and being able to, so that you're able to put money away, right? So that you're able to put money away to invest and this and that. And I feel like my mindset, especially at this point in my life coming up, has been, it's been a lot of, my mindset has been a lot more investing in myself. So everything I've gotten, it's like I've saved, I've done this and blah, blah, blah. But then I ultimately try to flip it into an opportunity to try to do something or invest it into myself or whatever the case may be. But the concept of, like, they even had a concept of, they called it the go to hell account, right? So it's just like, when you know, like, you could be doing this or working here or doing that, and you just know, like, but listen, I can walk away here at any point. Like, I'm able to, the concept of self-sustaining, of being financially independent versus being somebody that just likes to acquire things, right? So it's like, it's two different concepts. Like, you can't say you want to be wealthy and you're somebody who likes to acquire things. You're taking money and you're putting it somewhere else. I'm not saying that if you're rich or whatever the case may be, you can have nice things, but I'm saying it's going to come at a cost of one of the two. And I just realized about myself, it's just like, I'm a very, like, and then even the intricacies, before I get into that, the intricacies of, like, buying that house in that nicer neighborhood where now you actually have to keep up with the Joneses, and now you have to do the landscaping, and now you have to get now you're inviting guests over for dinner, so now you have to make sure the dining room is done, and now you have to, like, just, like, they had a story, like, I'm very excited about this, but it's just like, they had a story in there about a dude that he was gonna get a Rolls Royce as a gift, and ultimately he went into the people. It's like, listen, I don't want a Rolls Royce. Like, I don't need it. And, like, basically explaining the concept of, like, his lifestyle would then have to change. Like, he goes fishing. He likes to just throw things in the trunk of his truck and everything. He can't go fishing with that car. He thinks it's inefficient to have two cars. So why would he not gonna pull up to try to go fishing in a Rolls Royce? Like, the company he works at, that he owns, whatever, he doesn't want to pull up in a Rolls Royce, and you have other people that's breaking their back to try to work for him. Like, just the tone that sets, and it's just like the upkeep, the expectation that comes with whatever it is, that status symbol that you're trying to acquire, right? I want the new Balenciaga sneakers. Okay, cool. Step into that world. Now you have to stay there. You can't go back. You gonna wear some Balenciagas and then come back wearing Reebok, bruh? Like, we can have a conversation. Like, you can't go back. So it's just like that concept of being warped into that world quickly. That book, like I said, that's definitely a reading recommending as far as understanding money and where you're trying to apply to, what game you're trying to play. At the end of the day, if you're trying to play the other game and you just want to acquire things for other people, because let me just say this, you want to acquire things for your happiness, then by all means, I'm not gonna sit there and judge you. Live how you want to live, do what you want to do. But at the end of the day, it's just, if self-sustaining, man, financial stability. A lot of people claim that, a lot of people talk about that, but, like, are you really willing to do what it takes to get there? Like, a lot of secret millionaires out there, man. A lot. It's just, that was very inspiring, because, like I said, a lot of those things about, like, the secret millionaires are kind of like things that I already subscribe to. So I just found it very interesting. Definitely going to be applying some different things in my life, trying to switch things around and everything. But yes, I'm going to leave it at that. It's, like I said, that book, I definitely, if you read it, reread it. If you haven't read it, go get that. And this is not a sponsor.